Oaklanders are hoping for a new era when a new mayor takes the top seat at City Hall next week. Tonight, rapper and community activist Mistah FAB is hosting a public forum in which he will welcome Mayor-elect Barbara Lee for a discussion on the mental health of Oaklanders. We're so happy to welcome Mr. FAB to the 9. Thanks for being here again.
Great morning, great morning.
I don't need to tell you all that's going on in Oakland with all of the serious concerns, right? Budgetary, public safety, we could go on. Why is mental health your starting place?
Having the lived experience of understanding the traumas that we go through, some people don't have the pathway to figure these things out on their own. And mental health is a big reason why some of the streets are so divided. Things have been changed. There's a lot of palaver when it comes to what we're going to do about creating safe spaces, but there aren't any safe spaces for people that they can feel comfortable, they can be vulnerable, and they're allowed to vent. It's actually ironic when we talk about even promoting, ironic spaces. It's just no one's talking about the peace of mind, the peace of self, you have people that are being penalized for being homeless,
right?
Not understanding the mental conditions that may have forced that homelessness. Right. And these are the things that have to be talked about. We have to figure out as a collective, as a community, with our new leader in position to see what are their plans, so what are their early predictions and purpose of intentions for that position that they're in.
You and I were just talking about our teenagers, right? And I think about the student who's sitting in the classroom, getting in trouble for not sitting still, not having done his homework, and I think about, we don't know what's happening at home with that child. Right. Maybe mom and or dad aren't at home. Maybe he hasn't eaten in a day. There's so much to focus on, but unfortunately it comes out in suspensions or, like you said, penalizing people who can't do better. Right,
most definitely. There aren't any new problems. These are problems that have consisted and that have been relevant for several years. Now we just have the language to approach them and treat them properly. The Panthers talked about this in the 60s, how children are going to school almost famished, not eating, not being, malnutrition, and what that does to the mind and how they respond to certain things, the trauma that children are dealing with at home, as you mentioned, and this is what they're taking to the school. And now to have authorities coming to them and judging them or putting them in uncomfortable situations where they're scrutinizing or ostracizing them for going through some of the things at home, their only response to that is frustration, anger, and violence. Violence has filtered out our streets, and our children out here are crying for help. They're crying for attention. They're being ignored or they're being penalized. They're being forced to go to these institutions in jail, and there's no rehabilitation going on in there. They only come out, worse criminals. And no one is taking a chance to meet these children where they are, to actually have conversations with them. And not just the children, but the parents of these children. Because the parents of these children were once children that never were treated or never, got a chance to ease out their mental spasms.
Right.
So here it is. You have adults that have been forced into adulthood prematurely.
And it's continuing.
Yeah, and so it's continuing.
What do you hope to achieve tonight? You have the mayor-elect's ear, and you'll have many Oaklanders sitting in front of you.
Well, we do a thing called Thug Therapy, and Thug Therapy is a mental wellness group that we do every other Wednesday, where we have guest speakers in, and today the mayor is there, and we just actually want to speak with her. She has a history of having worked in the mental field, of being a heavy advocate for mental wellness. I would love to say mental wellness because mental illness is the opposite of it, and those are the things that we're affected by. But having a community talk, and as we create conversation about what can we do for the next steps of healing, what are the next steps of moving forward, and in that trajectory, pushing, promoting a healthy lifestyle all the way around, what services and things that can be wrapped around to help us as a community, not just the individuals, as a collective. And like we say, as our spokesman of the city, elect Barbara Lee, we hope that she goes out with a great plan, but even more so to hear what does her village need.
Right.
So given a chance to, have the village talk, to hear it directly from the villagers with the cultural competence as well as the lived experience. And let's go out as cultural strategists trying to curate some problems, some solutions to the problems that we're dealing with.
I like it. She takes office, be sworn in next Tuesday. You have her ear tonight. 6 to 8, Desi's Lounge there on Broadway.
1759 Broadway, Desi's Lounge, upstairs. We hope to see you. This is open to the public. This is a free event. And like I say, we just have to get able to get the community, get to talking, man, and show up. You can pretend to care, but you can't pretend to show up.
All right, we will be there. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man.
Download Fox Local for more videos on demand.